Hello, and welcome back to SIBO Mistakes. This is the series where I talk about the mistakes that SIBO sufferers are making, and they are keeping you stuck. Not only are these going to cause SIBO to relapse again and again and again, but they're going to keep you symptomatic. They're going to keep you bloated and in pain, dealing with constipation, diarrhea, or perhaps both. And these are the things that ultimately you want to remedy. If you want to feel better and get rid of these symptoms anytime in the near future, this is a very important series for you to pay attention to. I've worked with SIBO for 10 plus years, and I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of people with the condition at this point. And I can confidently say these are the most critical mistakes that my patients and students had been making prior to coming and working with me. Now, today's video is quite serious because we're talking about ignoring red flags. You see, there's a lot of stuff that comes up in a SIBO journey, and some of it can be genuinely scary or dangerous. And I see these red flags come up a lot, and they are ignored a lot. I have seen people present with these red flags in Facebook groups and Reddit threads. And not only does nobody give a rat's ass, but people encourage them to ignore it and move on anyway. So I'm here today to tell you that there are some major red flags that you might be seeing in yourself in the SIBO journey, and you absolutely need to learn to pay attention to them and seek help when you need help. The first one is unintentional weight loss. In any other context in the medical field, unintended weight loss is an enormous, enormous red flag. And it goes unaddressed or underappreciated in the SIBO community all day, every day. I've seen people go into forums and express concern because they're dropping weight and they don't know what to eat because they're trying to maintain a restrictive diet. And I've seen well-intentioned but knuckleheaded people in that forum tell those people, no, you're doing the right thing. Stay on that restrictive diet. You could lose weight. That's fine. It's not fine, guys. If you're dropping weight unintentionally, especially if it's rapidly or especially if it's a lot of weight, that is a huge red flag that you are not nourished. And here's the thing about health and disease. You need to build new tissues every day, but especially if you're unwell. If you have a leaky gut, you need to not only repair your lining at the pace that a normal person would, but you need to make new healthy cells even faster and in a larger quantity. So you might not only need a normal human amount of nutrition, as an example here, you might need more. You might need more protein, more calories, more vitamins, more minerals. And that is simply not going to be the case if you're on a restricted diet, especially for a prolonged period of time. And a major red flag that that is happening and that you are robbing your body of building blocks and materials it needs to heal is unintentional weight loss. So please, if you lose more than a couple of pounds in this journey, please seek the help of a registered dietitian and do an evaluation and see, are you consuming enough calories for your size, your activity, and your healing needs? And if not, that needs to be your absolute number one priority in your healing journey. Now, another thing that oftentimes will go unaddressed is that you can start developing obsession with food or an unhealthy relationship with food or orthorexic type of symptoms as part of this journey. You see, a really big part of this for most people is a deep distrust in their body and a deep distrust of food. We have learned to tell ourselves that food is the enemy or our body is the enemy. We have learned that food causes symptoms and food is going to hurt us. And so a lot of people start taking these very black and white orthorexic stances on nutrition and health. You start getting really judgmental. If somebody doesn't follow the diet that you think is the right diet, you start really judging the crap out of them. If you stray from your diet even the tiniest little bit, you start to feel guilt and shame, and you start kind of wagging a finger at yourself. You start thinking that every person on planet Earth needs to do this certain behavior or eat a certain way, just like you do. You start thinking these things and obsessing. You start finding that nutrition and health consumes you. It consumes your life. Every waking moment of your day is now consumed with healthy eating and meal prep and research and Reddit threads and YouTube videos like this one. And that's a big red flag. You see, a big part of the SIBO journey for so many people is wrapped up in the gut brain axis and vagal tone. And getting into these deep states of disordered eating and orthorexia and obsession and OCD is deeply dysregulating for your nervous system. So, if part of your journey has led you to become obsessed and orthorexic about what you're doing and this healing journey, that actually might be something you need to address with a mental health professional, or you might just need to take a break from the healing journey for a couple of months and just try to live your life with the symptoms for the moment and then revisit it when you feel a little bit more grounded. Last but not least, I'm going to pose this question before I reveal the third flavor that I've seen here. And that is, if I could wave this magic fairy wand and I could give you one of two things, I'm curious which one you would pick. Behind door number one, you could have a negative SIBO breath test. Oh boy, you could brag to all your friends, right? And for that matter, I'm going to up the ante. Every breath test you ever take for the rest of your life is negative. Oh. But behind door number two, you could be completely symptom free. You feel normal. You can eat normal. You digest your food like you're supposed to. You could go to restaurants and weddings and eat what you want. You could eat all of the high FODMAP, high fiber foods painted behind me and still feel great. You have a flat tummy and perfect poops every day. Everything is hunky-dory. Now, again, I ask, if this fairy wand was real and I could wave it and grant you one of those two things, which one would you choose? If you have a brain in your head or a logical thought in your head, you will choose door number two, right? You're here because you want to feel better. You want to have a better quality of life. You don't actually give a rat's ass about a negative SIBO breath test at the end of the day. The only thing is that you place value in the SIBO breath test because you think that that is going to help you feel better. So it's indirectly related to the actual goal, and that is a better quality of life. You see, this is something I see all the time too, is that wrapped up in that obsession and that orthorexia and feeling poorly, we do things and we start treating this condition in a way that robs us of quality of life. If your obsession with, or if the tools that you use to treat the SIBO are robbing you of a quality of life and making you miserable, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, I remember this from an herbal medicine conference, and it really struck me. I remember a speaker a couple years ago saying, the only two things that matter in all of healthcare is, are we helping improve patients' quality of life, or are we helping them live longer? Those are the only two things that matter. End of list. So I ask you, in your quest to treat this condition, in your quest to be SIBO free, have you increased or decreased the quality of your life? The answer for many of you, I would say the majority of you, is that your quest to be SIBO free has actually drastically decreased your quality of life. And that is worthy of your examination. Now, there's no easy answer to this, right? I can't wave the magic fairy wand and grant that wish for real. I wish I could. And I can't tell you, oh, just like fix your mindset and bada bing, bada boom, you're going to be good. You need to pay attention to all the other crap that I'm talking about in this series and on this channel for this matter. And it can be hard to coach yourself through this difficult situation and have the medical knowledge and the nutritional knowledge and the perspective to get yourself there. So if you're feeling stuck right now and you're feeling like you don't know how to get to that other side, and the only thing you know how to do is obsess and hook into the SIBO world, and you don't know what the alternative looks like, I would encourage you to check out FODMAP Freedom in 90 Days, my group coaching program, because that is where I can provide those answers and that coaching for you. I can show you a different way of going about this journey that is much better for your vagus nerve and your quality of life. And it gets results, and it does increase your quality of life by alleviating your symptoms. I have helped hundreds of people in FODMAP Freedom get rid of bloating, have perfect poops, get rid of abdominal distension and pain, and eat the foods they love again. And I could do the same for you. So if you haven't joined the waitlist yet, go ahead and check it out down below. I would love the opportunity to help you in FODMAP freedom very soon.